Don't touch anything.
Why did I ask? Now that's all I want to do.
Just give it 60 seconds.
All right, here we go.
Press the button.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. What's up, bro?
Hey, it's the What's Up Bro podcast. We talk movies, sports, TV shows, pop culture, and it's funny, motherfuckers. With nary signs. I'm like, what? How can this... They have Photoshop. Photoshop exists when this artist rendition was done. How the fuck is this not cooler looking than a sketch that looks like it was done by a hillbilly off the side of the road? What the fuck are we talking? Why is this a thing?
So you're telling me there's a chance?
With Missy.
Just let me finish my thought before you fucking interrupt me. Wrong room to ask questions.
Welcome to the party, pal!
And Mike Markadal.
I'm just glad I like vanilla boring sex like this. I'm glad that the sex I enjoy won't get me killed.
That's how winning is done.
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
Get out! Get out! Get out! They can't hear you, and you can't hear them. Get out!
This is love, everybody. This is love. There's listening to this. Neri's web is over his shoulder. We can see her face, and he's
thank you for welcome to the What's Up Bro podcast. Your favorite podcast where wives nag, I guess. What? What?
You know what? Nag? You know what's fucked? I can't argue with you about that.
Yeah,
or else.
Because that's a thing.
No, anyways. I'm just saying, like, it's a cyclical thing. I can't fight it.
Anyways, yes, right. I know. It's kind of. I am there. Signs with me as usual is Missy. Misdemeanor.
Oh,
she froze.
She's on mute.
Oh, she froze.
Oh, she froze. Okay.
And she's frozen. And then we also have Steph Animator Senior.
Hello.
I like the background. I like this computer better. You should keep this one.
Just steal my mom's computer.
Yeah, just keep that one. Get a better one.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Ooh, great. Hear me too.
There's an echo because you have two of them. You have two devices.
I know. I'm trying to fix.
So just X out of the.
There you go.
We are good now, guys. We will get this someday.
Hello.
Okay, yeah.
There you go. All right. So if you,
No, I was just gonna say something's wrong with my audio, so I should probably fix that.
You're good now.
If you could just move a little bit to the side so the WuBro logo is not right on your face.
But I'm having a bad face day.
So you just want to be WuBro logo and mouth?
Yeah. No, okay. Fine. I'll be cool.
And then hold on, give me a second.
Are you gonna break the news?
I am gonna break the news. So
what news are you breaking?
Well, it's a thing.
We're putting too much pressure on him. So, Steph.
Yes, wait. I want to show this news though, but
I'm trying to buy you some time, buddy. But okay.
No, I want to. So we are always complaining to the audio listener, to the listener. We are always complaining on the podcast that news always breaks the day or the moment or the hour after we finish this podcast. Every episode, every week. It seems like, it's like one of those things where it's like I've never seen the car before. Then I buy the car and I fucking see it everywhere on the road. It's like That's the type of thing where it's like it seems like every time we do a podcast, no matter how happy we are with that episode, whenever we go, okay, thank you guys for hanging out, appreciate it, and we end the broadcast, it's like, and when there's always breaking news, it's like this would have been amazing for WuBro.
Yeah.
And by amazing, I mean it will give us something to talk about. It's not always good news. It's usually not good news.
It's usually horrible news.
It doesn't have. It's not exactly like Pulitzer-winning headlines.
Right. With that said, we're gonna continue that, but we got breaking news right now.
Really?
News that is not good news. But it's gonna give us something to talk about. No, nobody. Well, something died, but not a person.
Somebody's career. Don't tease me, man.
Okay.
Display
the anticipation. Just
share.
I'm going. It is. Here we go.
What? What? I can't read a thing. No.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
With either one.
The breaking news for the audio listener is that Jason Momoa, it doesn't matter because the audio listener is not going to hear this until like 10 weeks from now. So you will fucking already know. But just for the sake of the live podcast that we do on Facebook and YouTube, Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet have decided to end their marriage after 16 years together. And that is the official news. I don't know. You know.
So you're telling me that now the smidge of guilt that I felt for wanting this man to the degree that I do is gone? Like that's it?
Are you personally friends with Lisa Bonet?
No, but like but first of all, Lisa Bonet we respect and we love, but
we gave her props for her catch. Like,
twice. Who's she gonna go to next? Oh my god.
She just I have no.
If
no
Chris
doubt.
Evans manages,
can you imagine going from Aquaman to Captain America?
Well, the DC Marvel universe would never be the same. That's so. I mean, I don't want to say I'm sad because I kind of expected it to a degree.
Really?
They spend a lot of time apart. A lot.
But I mean, you want to assume the best for Hollywood.
Obviously, because they had been together, but they've been together for 16 years. They've only been married legally married a couple of years. Because they made it official around the Aquaman.
What do you mean they made it official? What are you talking about?
They have not been legally married for 16 years. They've only been legally married for a couple of years.
Yeah, but
they've
for 16 years together, you might as well.
With 2 kids. Yeah, like I'm not
like you
disqualifying their relationship by any means. I'm just saying that they made
like you're disqualifying. It seems like
no, I'm not.
Like it wasn't a real relationship.
No, I'm trying to say that they were together for. No, I'm trying to say that they were together for a really, really long, like a super long while.
I'm here for it. If you're gonna hate on a woman to get her man, I'm here for it. Let's
I'm not hating on Lisa Bonet. Jesus,
you can't. What if she ever done wrong?
Also,
could you imagine what that would do to my karma? Honestly,
on this podcast, previously, we talked about some people here would not want to follow up a quote unquote J-Lo. Right? Like, oh, you wouldn't want to date somebody.
I wasn't on that episode.
Right. We talked about, like I said previously on this podcast.
Can I say what
my question is this: would you follow up Lisa Bonet?
Absolutely. And if you're miserable, my apologies because you had Lisa Bonet and you decided to roll the dice with a commoner. Not my fault. I got what I wanted.
Missy just gave us the female version of like when you ask a guy what happens if she doesn't come. I got what I wanted.
Or like when I asked you, are you a tits or ass man? You're like tits. No, you said ass. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I didn't even let you finish the question.
Yeah, you didn't. I was like, hey, Neri, are you an ass man or a tits man? And by the time I was done with the of ass, he's like, ass.
He's like, I've been asked this plenty. I always have my answer prepared.
It's you know what the weird thing is? I get asked this by a lot of white people because they don't. I guess within the Hispanic community, we don't really ask each other that because we know. We just look at each other and be like, "What's up?" You know, it's fine. Yeah.
It's like an understanding, right?
Yeah. I once had a Hispanic guy tell me, a friend of mine tell me, I was like gawking at this stunningly beautiful woman, right? This was on a cruise ship and she worked for the cruise ship, right? Mm-hmm. Ironically enough, she was HR. So the shit that I was doing would probably get me fired. But I was just like stunned by this lady's beauty. I'm like, oh my God, stunningly beautiful woman, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, who is that? And they're like, oh, that's the HR on this particular ship. I'm like, oh my God, she is stunningly beautiful. I literally said stunningly beautiful. And then the other comic was like, he was Hispanic. He was like, I'm like, what do you mean? What the fuck is that? And he goes, her ass is too big. I'm like, what are you fucking what is that even? Like, what? And then he said, he's like, I'm over that. I'm like, what are you over? And he said, yeah, that Hispanic body type. I'm over that. I'm like, I fucking malfunctioned. Like my mind went, and I'm like, what? Okay,
I don't.
Yeah, it's bonkers.
There's.
Bunker.
My eye has been twitching for like 2 weeks, and that just activated it again. I'm like, no.
I'm pretty sure it gets activated every Wednesday.
No, I've been in a COVID situation myself for 2 weeks strong. I'm not positive, but people in my house have been tested positive, and
Well, you say people, you only mean one person, because the other person in your house refuses to get tested.
correct.
So,
But the
Missy,
first person probably gave it to the second person. Neither is isolating in their rooms. Neither is wearing a mask around the house. Neither is wearing gloves if they're touching things. So
it's essentially the very essence of like my germs.
So I have been isolating, and I have been when I told Neri this situation. Neri, what did you say when I was talking to you about it last week?
I don't. There's so many times we talked about.
Correct.
I feel like,
That's true. That is a trick question. I was telling him, like, giving him an update on what was happening here. Oh, I'm breaking up. And he goes, "Are you fucking adopted?" I'm like, I wish. I wish.
Yeah, I honestly, I think you're adopted. I don't even think I asked the question. I said I think you're adopted. There's no way you came from the same genetic gene pool that's fucking in that household.
When
right
I
now.
talked to him on Monday, he's like, "How's it going, BFF?" I'm like, "I'm looking at my Tangled Funko, and I'm like, you got an upgrade though, because even after all of that shit, you found out they stole you, and your parents were actually like legit."
And there was a cute haircut involved as well. I mean,
I didn't get that. So
just winning all around.
Yeah, so I've been like twitchy for like 2 weeks. So, but I'm fine. Everything is fine. I'm fine.
Let's get to some comments real quick. We have a few. Hold on. Jeff is saying hi, my peoples.
What's up, Jeffrey?
Vanessa is saying hi, friends.
Hi, Vanessa. I think this is the first time that the door is open for Missy.
The door is open.
I love the support, BFF.
Jeff says, talking about the split up, he is asking, do you think she goes back to Lenny Kravitz? Is she gonna go his way? And he says, I gotta know. George says, "Que sofrito," which what's up? That's my people's man. Says, you're looking flaco. Thank you. Says, keep it up. And I will. And let me see. Rookie says, Missy's doing the Am I the Asshole?
I was not doing what you're accusing me of doing.
However, you are not the asshole.
Yeah, you are not the asshole.
Oh, I'm not? Okay, cool.
No, they're not the asshole.
Win-win.
Very much not. You are
Vanessa says, when you add a D on...
when you add a D on the end of find, you're not fine. That's a friend's...
Lewis, what's up, brother? Lewis Johnson is a fantastic comedian. Speaking of comedian on a cruise ship, Lewis did something that I was not allowed to do. He went on. Lewis Johnson, fantastic comedian, like phenomenally fantastic. He went on board when the cruise lines first opened up, and when they first opened up, because they didn't know how the guidelines or whatever, they were like, all right, we have to book people for as long as contractually possible. He was on there for 6 months straight.
Holy fuck.
He's like a real one.
And then he went away for like 3 or 4 weeks. Like he went home for like 3 or 4 weeks, and then it's out there again like a G. And I was like, damn.
He's doing his like USO tour, man.
Yeah, the funny thing is, because I was talking to another friend of mine, Don, and he did 6 weeks or 7 weeks, and he was like going ape shit. Like he was losing his mind. And he was like, fuck it, I wasn't all right. I wasn't like, he kept doing that shit. And
like he was already going through like the whole apocalypse now. Just
yeah. And mind you, he's literally just telling jokes. I'm like, he's not doing actual physical labor like the actual crew on cruise ships do. Because we're too proper for that shit. The comedians, we can't hack like the jobs that they. I always feel bad when other crew members go, "Oh, do you work on a ship too?" I'm like, I'm employed.
I visit.
I'm employed by the company.
You can say you're a contractor.
No, but I can't, because I've seen what other contractors do, and I'm like, that's actual work. I tell stupid dick jokes for half an hour at a time, twice, maybe 3 times a day. I don't do what you guys do. What have you been? Oh, you've been working for 16 hours today? Is that right? Oh, did you get a half-hour nap in between those 16 hours? Oh, that's nice. Like I don't I don't consider myself working. So I feel really bad when people go, "You are you a crew member too?" I'm like, I'm employed.
We
I
get
don't really,
paid.
I don't really
here.
work. I don't really work.
I am present
Yes.
on this vessel.
By work, what do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Technically,
Yeah, what is your definition? And I'll let you know how I feel about it.
I want to know where I land. So tell me where you're at. By the way, guys, tell me you're a Jason Momoa fan without telling me you're a Jason Momoa fan. My phone is blowing up with people sending me the article.
Missy, you have to know.
Yeah.
Look, there. It's like, what do you think is gonna happen? Do you think I would be on the roster on this man's roster and not fucking tell everybody? Like, it's
You know,
There is no NDA in this situation.
You should.
I would be happily get sued. Take it. What, my Honda? Bye.
Hey, you should literally send him a DM and say, "Hey, you okay? How you doing?" Or
What?
WYD.
Yeah.
What you doing? Just
I'm
shoot your shot.
pretty. Yeah, you're right. I mean, but like,
I would do that just to send a screenshot and post it as my story.
imagine if you go to the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon times 1,000, and then you throw a bottle of water there.
You're shooting your shot, though.
How much water lands inside that Grand Canyon? You know what I mean?
More than if you didn't do anything at all.
I'm sorry. Is this a big vagina joke? I don't understand what's happening.
Oh my God.
I feel like-
I don't know. Everything is very, very messed up in my brain.
Missy's like, I just found out the news. I'm very overwhelmed. I don't know what to do with
It
myself.
can't get any worse. I mean, I know he's vaccinated, so that puts him ahead of a lot of Hinge people.
I would ask for new Hinge updates, but I don't want your eye to twitch more.
Oh, Hinge guy, I actually tried. I just quietly never answered him after he said that he didn't think it was real. I just was like, maybe I just walk away. And then a couple of days ago, he was like, "Hey, stranger, what's up?" And I was like, what I wanted to say was, what's up is that I can confirm that COVID is not fake.
Yeah. What's up? The cases. Not the cases.
But I don't want to I don't know if this happens to anyone else in this room, but I don't when you're gonna respond to something and you automatically know it's gonna turn into a conversation and you just don't care to have the conversation.
Sure.
I don't want to be like, hey, by the way, COVID isn't fake, because then I don't want to hear what you have to say after that. Just leave me alone. But if you don't get the clue at this point,
that's why you send the message and then you block him.
Yeah.
So he got your message, but he can't reply back.
oh,
Get the
that
last
is a good
word,
strategy.
and then gun out.
You guys talk amongst yourselves. I gotta handle something.
I like the fact that Missy
Do it.
was
Do
like,
it on air. Go, go, go.
I like the fact that Missy was like, I don't know if anybody's in his rooms like this, but sometimes you just don't think it's worth the energy to reply to somebody. I'm like, no, that's not
No, we're
me.
definitely not like that. I will always reply.
Yeah.
I don't need to have the last word. That's fine.
Even if the reply is just a voice note of me laughing.
Or a K, which I found out recently that a K
Just a thumbs up.
A K, like just a regular K, is like considered aggressive, like passive aggressive response.
Oh yeah.
I
Just
was like,
just like the random thumbs up.
but why? I'm just lazy.
Because they took the time to write a whole fucking dissertation and you come back with K. Yeah.
No, I would never do that. I'm talking about
That's
like
what we're talking about. That's when people use the K. It's like,
oh no, because I say something like if somebody asks me, is pizza okay? And I'll be like, K. Like, and then it's like, oh, but wait. Like,
right,
I was
first of
like,
all, that's disrespectful towards pizza.
Yeah.
You think pizza doesn't deserve 2 letters? Pizza?
Definitely does.
Pizza.
Also,
it has been there
I
for
would
me a
never
lot
use-
longer than a lot of relationships. You're right.
I would never. The thing is, I would never use K in like the way of like actually agreeing with something. I always use K as like okay. Like it's always like okay. It's always
okay.
that I shouldn't go past this point. Okay.
Gotcha.
Whenever
Well,
I don't think I've ever used that reply, but if I ever did, just know that means I've taken a screenshot of this conversation and I'm now talking to my other friends about this conversation and we're all bashing you.
Yeah.
how paranoid are you too about doing
Very.
that and then one day like fucking up and sending it to the wrong person?
No, I'm not paranoid about that because I'm so paranoid about it ahead of time that I
I don't give
Neri?
a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
So, like, if you were to take a screenshot of our conversation and you meant to send it to Steph, but I got it, you would be like,
Because there's a
zero
way to
fucks?
cover
Yeah.
it. Be like, there's
Yeah.
a cover it. Just so you know, this is what you look like.
Yeah. No, that I think I've done it before. Where I'm like, oh, I sent it to the wrong group. The group I sent it to has the person that I'm talking about, and then I'll say something like, I just wanted everybody to know how stupid this is.
As long as you're
But I'm
like
fully aware.
outwardly an asshole,
Here's
it's
the
fine.
thing. I am, for all my flaws, I will be the first one to tell you that I may not tell you everything I think about you, but I am also the person who's willing to tell you everything that they're thinking about
Oh,
you,
yeah.
if you really want to know.
But
So,
if you,
like,
you
I'm
gotta show
not
that
that
sign.
guy.
Here's
I'm
a
not
hack.
the person. I'm not the person who goes, who's like, I don't know what he's thinking about me, or if you want to know what I'm thinking, if you want to know my opinion, just ask me. I'm not the guy who's like mad at
Yeah.
you and then tells you who's not mad at you. I'm like, no, this is it. This is like, I think you're
Also-
stupid.
It's super refreshing. I love it so much that there's like no layers when you talk to Neri, because like even a little bit ago, I was doing my own thing. This man calls me up to be like, "Hey, I asked you a question in the group chat. Answer me." And I answer him on the phone. He's like, "No, in writing." In there. And I was like, "All right."
Well, that's true about, I think Neri's very transparent. You never know, he might be on a donkey tour in the ground.
What? So Lewis Johnson just wrote. He said, "You never know. He might be on a donkey tour in the Grand Canyon."
I
Can you
And you
imagine?
know what?
the
And you
support,
ran out
new
of
friend.
water, and you were there, and
Right.
like, there's
Yeah.
that kind of. I'm just saying, like, you know.
So,
He thinks that the true skill is convincing the wrong person you meant to send them that text. Yeah.
well, so
Oh, yeah.
the Neri is very transparent. Like, you don't go to Neri if you want sugarcoat, like, bullshit lie.
Unless
But-
you told me ahead of time. Like,
well,
listen,
that I was gonna say, I did a hack recently where I was like, BFF, I need gentle but honest advice, and he like took that in for a second, and I'm like, are you clear on that? He's like, yes, and I told him the situation. He let me talk, and then he goes, I think you should let it go, BFF. It's time. And I was like, okay, that works.
but again, I wasn't.
It thinks you're
I
able to
wasn't lying.
communicate a need.
But that wasn't lying. Like, it wasn't like.
Because sometimes I'll be like, you know what? Call me stupid. I know myself. I'm like, I think I need a stern talking to. So I'll let it happen. Yesterday, 2 days ago, I was like, listen, I'm gonna say something now, and you just nod. It's not for you to respond. Just listen to me. And he's like, okay. So I verbal vomited some shit, and then he's like, when I was done, he goes, you done? I'm like, yeah. He goes, okay. It's communication. Communication is key.
Look, one thing about being married has taught me is a lot of times this happens a lot, and I think men, especially younger men, need to understand this. I think because it's I don't know if it's genetically embedded in us that we have to solve problems. Sometimes they don't want you to solve problems. Sometimes they just want somebody to fucking hear them and go, man, that sucks.
Yeah,
that's it. But I gotta be honest with you. I'm saying this at fucking 40. It took me a long
Chris Traeger
time.
help you get to that realization?
No, I actually learned that before Chris Traeger, but the whole point is that's a real thing. What Chris Traeger went through, like, he had to be told that by other people. Like, that's something that has to be learned, because instinctually we try to fix it.
You're fixers.
Instinctually, we just are like, you're coming to me with a problem. It's because you think I can help you, and I'm gonna try my hardest to help you. It's coming from a good place, but reality is sometimes they just need people just need to vent, and you just need to shut the fuck up, and that's what I try to do.
And he does. He's a very good. He's good. High five. You're good at your job, BFF.
All right.
very sweet.
I'm doing
very
this like
wrong.
if the camera's up here, but anyways.
It's gonna bother him. Can we talk about Elmo? Because I wanted to give that example of how we missed that shit by like 8 hours.
Yeah. Last week we missed the viral. Elmo went viral for having a fight with a pet rock.
He's in a
him and
rivalry.
Rocco, bro.
Rocco, that bastard Rocco.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, first of all, congratulations. You are living under a rock more so than we were.
Yeah.
Second of
Can
all,
we play the audio? No, we can't play the audio, can we?
no, it doesn't. I don't want to fucking, and then it's gonna be muted. I don't add more work to me. Like if I had a staff, like if I was Rogan, I'd be like, yeah, play the clip. I'd be doing that shit because I wouldn't give a fuck if somebody else would have to deal with that. But I'm like, I'm not. Yeah, Rocco. So there's a clip on Sesame Street where it's Molly. Am I correct?
Zoe.
Zoe, a puppet, is saying, "Hey, my best friend is here," and he's like,
Say
"Oh,
hi to my best
say hi to my best friend Rocco," and he's like, "Hi, where is he?" And Elmo's looking for Rocco, and it's a pet rock, like an actual rock that Zoe the puppet is holding, and Elmo's
There's
like, "Oh,
multiple clips of Zoe
yeah,
with
yeah."
his damn pet rock, and
This
Elmo just
this
hating on
feud
this shit.
started. I'm actually quoting the beginning of the feud. The feud started in 1999 where they met, and he laughed in Zoe's fucking face, saying, "Zoe, you're so fucking stupid. Such a stupid bitch. That's a rock, bitch. Like you can't guess." And I'm paraphrasing, but not by much.
No,
Just by
because-
one word.
By one word.
Because like the fucking bitch of it all was definitely in Elmo's tone.
Yeah.
Of him just
Elmo
being
is
like-
very like, so that started
That's it.
trending literally the next morning, and I was like, again, we all four of us, including Mike. Hey, did we play Where is Mike?
Oh, we'll play
We
that in
did
a minute.
not.
Okay.
We didn't. We had
So
more news. We had bigger news to Friday.
so the next day, all four of us was like, God damn it, like it's been
that-
literally 8 hours.
No, but that wasn't the clip that went viral 8 hours after the recording. The clip that went
No.
viral 8 hours after the recording was Elmo eating a cookie that was being saved by Zoe for Rocco.
Oh god.
And she got mad at him because she was like, "You can't eat other people's cookies. We
Like
gotta
Rocco wants
share.
to eat that, Elmo.
We
You
gotta,
can't
we
have
gotta
it.
share." And he's like,
Yeah.
"What
No,
are you
straight up,
talking
like,
about?"
no, you can't have it. Like
Yeah.
Rocco wants it. I can't believe I'm deciphering this, but like, like Rocco wants it, and then Elmo's response just being like, "How, Zoe? How? Rocco doesn't have a mouth. Rocco is a rock."
It's so great.
And then the
Look.
tweet that followed the next day because that fucking clip blew up.
Oh,
and the
you
I
got
tweet
have,
that
guys,
followed-
I have a 1.5-year-old who is obsessed with Elmo.
yeah,
I
as,
have
as
been-
he should be.
I,
Yeah.
I have been watching Sesame Street for months now. So I had already come across some of the like Elmo audios a bit ago. I just never mentioned it to anybody because I thought that was just like a mom thing that showed up.
No.
Yeah, it
Like
is.
the internet was just like being like, "Hey,
But
you,
how often
you fond people."
how often does the internet produce such a wholesome rivalry? Nobody's
yeah.
dead. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I mean, Rocco
but-
isn't alive.
But
so.
Mary, what was
I
it?
am team fuck Rocco. I'm
Yeah.
also team like Zoe. Shut up.
Zoe
Mary,
gaslights this motherfucker all
crazy.
the
Oh,
time.
Mary,
God.
do you
She
have
was-
the Elmo's tweet from that morning?
Oh,
Well,
God.
I'm paraphrasing here, but it's pretty fucking close. Elmo's tweet says, "Zoe and Elmo are friends again. Are friends now. Everything's okay with
We
that.
learn to share.
We learn to
Love-
share, and
share.
everything's great.
Elmo loves Zoe.
Yeah, Elmo loves Zoe. Then people always
Space.
Yeah, yeah. People
New
always say
paragraph.
spacebar, but it's actually enter.
Enter. New paragraph.
Elmo does not want to talk about Rocco.
That's exactly what that last line
And it was
says.
legit like the fucking best thing on the internet. Like, God, that's hilarious. That's God, fucking.
So then there was like, I'm sure the compilations were out there anyway. They just started trending, and I came across a few, and there's like a couple that I just love. I've actually saved on my Instagram to go back to when I need a serotonin hit. But there's one clip of Elmo and Jimmy Fallon back when Jimmy Fallon was still, I think, in ABC.
He was doing the Late Late Show.
Oh, okay. He was doing the Late Late Show, and he had Elmo on, and Jimmy tries Elmo, and he's like, "You didn't come to rehearsal." So Elmo like deadpans
Elmo
him.
fucked up singing the song because they didn't know he was gonna sing a specific song, and Elmo forgot the words, and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the words."
So he walked. One of my favorite things of the whole clip is that he goes, "That was so embarrassing," and like that's it. That was the inflection of embarrassing just gets me every time.
Like, yeah.
So some point during the whole shtick, he walks away, and then he comes back. And Elmo's like, you just told everybody on national television that Elmo forgot the words. And he goes, you're not going to Sesame Street anymore. And Jimmy's like, what? He goes, and Elmo turns to the Roots and he goes, the Roots can come. You guys can come. No, you can't come. And then he does that for a second. And then he's like, which camera do I have? He's like, camera 1? Elmo doesn't like Jimmy Fallon anymore. We have 30 seconds. Like, it's just so great. I didn't realize how many
He's chaotic.
late night spots he's had, because then I just started like spiraling into a YouTube.
Oh yeah, no, I fell down a hole. There's like there's an interview where someone accidentally they referred to the word dick or something. Like that. He's like, "Oh, that's the D word," and Elmo can't say that because he lives on Sesame Street. And like, there's things like that I'm just like, I love. It's the whole Jim Henson like brand. Because like the Muppets are like this too, and then Sesame Street, the moment like you get them out of the main show and it's just these people improving with these puppets.
Yes,
it's so fun.
It's so great, and they can't go too out of line. And then somebody kicked everybody in the balls because when that was trending on Twitter, some God bless Gen Zer was like, I can't believe this show's been on since the 1900s. It's like, don't disrespect.
They said that because the original clip was 1999, and they said Sesame Street's been on the air since 1999, and we're like, oh, boy.
I'm like, well, actually, since our parents, but okay.
Yeah, it's been on for a while.
Have you gone back? Because they're on HBO Max. I went a few months ago. I went back and tried to watch like season 5. I didn't even go to season 1. I went to like season 5, which is still like 1967. It was so absurd. Have you gone back to watch those?
No,
I've watched old Muppet Show ones.
Fucking nightmare fuel.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Nightmare fuel for multiple reasons. One, the puppets look like they were in the 60s. Like the puppets themselves look like they were in the 60s.
Like they're telling on themselves.
Yeah.
One.
Oh no,
And,
like you can tell these were all acid fueled creations.
And 2, the lessons that were taught by the humans in the 60s have not really aged well. They have not really, like, when you find angel dust, don't do too much, kids. Like, just do enough for that one day. And then that's
for that one day.
Pace yourself. Hey.
Yeah, that's like it's like, yeah, today we have Ozzy Osbourne on the show, and like, oh, and then he bit the head off a puppet bat, and it's like, oh, it's crazy. And the examples I'm giving are fictitious, but not by much. It's not a.
You're like, I'm paraphrasing, but the spirit is there.
But the spirit is there. Like, it's really some of these crazy. Like, if you ever go play in a fucking abandoned warehouse, be careful with the rusty nail. And you're like, what? Are you telling kids to play in an abandoned warehouse?
Can you say tetanus?
Yeah. Are you like, what's happening?
That's so funny.
The word of the day is penicillin.
Yeah, penicillin. Penicillin. I'm not putting anything I don't know in my body. I don't know what's in that penicillin.
God. I want to do my research. I want to do my research. So Sesame Street started airing in 1969. I Wikipedia'd it. And then it's been on consistently since then. So
And now it's on
1969
HBO,
was
so
a good year.
Now it's on HBO, so now they get real shit. It's like Sesame. If you ever watch Sesame After Dark, oof, it gets some crazy.
What?
I love the fact that Missy Pauls are like, what? That's a thing? Yeah. What?
Bro.
Is this a trick? It feels like a trick.
It's absolutely a trick. It's absolutely a trick.
No, the thing that used to mess with me about James Gunn and his whole like trauma film period, like when he first started off films and stuff like that, is that he used to do movies with Muppets, and you can tell that the people who made the Muppets must have worked in the Jim Henson shop at some point, because they were like real close, like real close. And the shit he would make these puppets do, I'd just be sitting there and like, oh, fucking yeah, trauma.
Well, it's so funny because as a diehard Melissa McCarthy fan, Missy watches and will claim to love every one of her movies.
I'm contractually obligated because one day I want to work for her.
Except for the movie she made with puppets, which I fucking adored.
Wait,
what movie with puppets?
She made an adult movie.
It was a murder.
I don't want to say adult movie because that makes it seem like a porn, but she made a rated R film that had puppets in it, and she was a detective, and they were investigating puppet murders. And it was like it had puppets doing cocaine, it had puppets doing fucking
That's the
working
kind of
as
shit that that's the kind of shit.
it had puppets working at
Disney
sex
people
shops,
do.
it had puppets doing this shit, it had puppets orgasming and fucking jizzing all over the
That's
office.
the thing that used to upset me about the freaking trauma films. Like I
Well,
couldn't.
this whole movie was that raunchy ass movie
Oh
with
well,
fucking
okay.
puppets.
Well, that's why it bothers you. The director, Brian Henson.
Well, it doesn't bother me.
No,
No,
I
he likes
fucking
that
loved it.
movie.
I
no,
absolutely adored it.
I'm saying that to Missy because like
Mm.
it's a fucking up your nostalgia.
Oh
because
no, that's not what happened. That's not why
No?
I had a.
that's why it would fuck with me, man.
Because we were at Neri and Vanessa's house, and he started watching the movie. I wasn't
Happy
into
Time
it.
Murders.
Happy Time Murders.
Well, this movie has a 23% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Right.
Mhm, mhm.
Thank you,
Whoa.
Jeff.
With a lot of mad parents.
So we were at I was at Neri and Vanessa's house, as I am often. Not these past couple weeks, but usually. And I wasn't into the movie. Neri was loving it. I fell asleep. Steph.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up and there
Oh,
are
no.
Muppets having sex. Explicit sex. Not like Muppet sex. No, explicitly. And I wake up and I'm immediately
Like with what's the South Park the one that they made with like
Crank
marionette
Yankees?
puppets. No, they did it with marionette puppets.
Oh, Team America.
Team America World Police.
No.
And
it was
I
more graphic. You
immediately-
saw the jizz.
I woke up
the
and
jizz was-
That's not an
the jizz was-
exaggeration. That's not a paraphrase again.
No.
Oh.
A
The
Neri
jizz was
tells no
sinister.
lies. Yes. And I wake up to this and I go, what in the fuck is happening right now? And
The
this
weird
one
thing
is
I was
just,
jerking off. That's what made it weird. It's like I was
that
like,
is
what?
not what was happening.
No, but I'm
I was
saying it's like
you don't jerk off
it's
to
the
Muppet
equivalent
sex.
if you wake up and you're like, did I accidentally wake up to them watching
That's the
hentai?
title of the episode.
I did.
That's the title of
You-
the episode.
You don't wake up.
jerk,
You
you don't jerk
don't
off
jerk
to
off to
Muppets?
Muppet sex? What's going on? What? What's going on? Oh, I'm the only one. I'm a
Oh,
freak.
now I'm weird. Now I made it weird. No, but I fell asleep and I wake up and I'm like, what is happening? And he's like loving the movie. And I'm like,
It was
this is
fucking
hashtag
great.
not my Melissa McCarthy.
It was like the perfect amount of like this is completely inappropriate, and it was fucking great. It was inappropriate for the sake of being inappropriate, and I just thought it was great, and because of that, and I don't know why people got mad at the movie. I don't know why people got mad at the movie. I will say that
Muppets,
probably
they see Henson, they think, hey.
no, but it was like the
It
commercial.
wasn't, the trailer wasn't like, oh, it's going to be a kid movie.
Yeah, the trailer wasn't like, oh, you fooled me. I brought my child in here. Like,
People have gone and taken their kids to dumber shit. They've taken their kids to
Like
Deadpool.
Endgame?
Logan.
Yeah.
I was
takes their
watching
child-
Or Venom 2.
Vanessa and I
I've seen
were
people
watching.
take little kids into freaking Logan, and I'm like,
Vanessa and I were opening day. We were there and we saw this guy, this family, and there was like three small children. The oldest had to be maybe 8, and it just got younger and younger. And I was like, maybe he doesn't know. And then after like 10 minutes, where there was like a decapitation, they were like, "Yeah, we're still gonna stay here." And I was like, "Oh,
you're like, oh, you're committing to this. Okay.
You're doubling down on this bad parenting. Okay, that's cool. Cool. But yeah, it was fantastic. That movie was fantastic for all the wrong reasons. Movie was fantastic for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, but that happened, and
We should host a WuBro watch along one day of like really bad fucking movies.
okay, but the thing is
we
that
did it before with Blade.
No, but like hosting it publicly.
Jeff.
Yeah, that is public. It was public. It was public. We did it for Halloween. We did it Kickflix WuBro thing, and I'm down to do it all the time. I love watching
those
movies along.
episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Those
good.
episodes were so much fun to record.
Yeah, we used to do with Ninja 3
Mystery.
the Domination and
Which,
Karate
for
Kid.
those of you that know what Ninja 3 Domination is,
God bless you.
it's so Neri, it's on Paramount Plus.
Oh yeah.
That's an app.
Paramount
yeah.
Plus? Yeah, it's CBS's
She's Australian.
Netflix.
Yeah, crap. She don't know. She don't know.
I'm sure she's still our Stephanie.
Yeah, but she doesn't. There's a
I know
movie.
what Paramount is. Yeah.
There's an app called Paramount Plus that does all the Paramount movies, right? and shows, and there's a South Park made for TV movie. It's an actual movie, feature length, where it takes place in the future, and the kids have all grown up. There's like 20 years in the future. And one of the fucking funniest things in that, well, the movie's great to begin with, but in that movie, Stan goes back for Kenny's funeral because Kenny died, and then so he goes back for Kenny's funeral as an adult, and everything in town is now a something plus. It's a Holiday Inn plus. It's a blah 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 plus. Everything is a plus, and it's so fucking funny because they're making fun of Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, like they're making just fun of all these pluses, and everything is a plus. And then in the movie themselves, they are in the future, and they keep saying like, "Welcome to the future. We are," blah, 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 and they keep saying, "Oh, that's the doorbell of the future because we're in the future now." And like they're literally over explaining shit to the audience, and we're like, yeah, we get it. It's fantastic.
I have a question about South Park.
Yes.
Because I've never watched that show like religiously, I guess. Is the shtick in every episode that Kenny dies, or is that like just an ongoing?
Yeah, it used to be a thing where, and like there was even a phrase just being like, "They killed Kenny, you bastards." It was a whole thing, and then they actually tie it into the show, and they give it a reason later.
Yeah,
that show was also first released in the 1900s.
Yeah. That and Sesame Street. There were, I think.
Well, I'm already experiencing. I'm already experiencing that time in which, so my niece is now 11, going on 15. So like I try to sit there and like have conversations where I'll like describe certain things to her. I'll offhandedly say something like, "Oh yeah, like when YouTube first started, this thing." So she's like, "YouTube first started? Like, you remember when YouTube first started?" And I'm like, "I mean, it didn't always exist."
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I mean, like, sure. And she's like, "Were these people on it? That people on it?" I'm like, well, everyone was like, it was just a place where you uploaded videos. It wasn't what it is now.
I remember.
So then she's like, what would they upload? And I'm like, cat videos a lot.
News anchor fails.
Yeah. And I was just like the funny one, like, you know, like I would describe things to her and she's like
Microscope
sitting there.
press conferences.
Like I became that old lady on a tree stump, like around the campfire.
Yeah.
Let me tell the child.
That happened to me.
The days.
You said tree stump, and I literally, for some reason, thought tree branch, and I was like, why would an old lady be up in a tree branch?
she's not okay in the head.
She's like, come around, children. And I was like, you shouldn't do that. She's up in a tree.
You're old.
Nana.
You're gonna fall.
You have osteoporosis. You shouldn't be up there.
Yeah, that's like when Amelia told me she wanted to have like a throwback party. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, and maybe we can find like old iPods, you know, and put them in the. She's like, what's an iPod? And I was like, I'm like, but I'm your favorite. Don't do me like this.
There was a meme.
Unfortunately, my friends still call me the cool aunt, so I'm like, all right.
Oh,
apparently I'm still relevant.
Yeah.
Fine.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the meme that I sent out recently that they were talking about. They were talking about how they The Ring. I showed my kids after months of them begging. I finally showed my 10-year-old or 12. I forgot how old were The Ring. So far, I've had to explain landlines, VHS tapes, and I forgot something else. That like this is not going well. Like it was already not going. Like it was just even before the horror, they were like, that's a fucking weird thing.
There's like a whole TED talk that's needed to give context to the movie.
So, real quick, because I've seen this before, talking about Muppet movies, and Jeff is making fun of me because he says, you can't take Neri's taste seriously. He liked Happy Murder.
We can take his taste seriously.
Yeah, it just is what it is. I'm fine with that. I mean, I'm not fucking, putting Emily in Paris in my top fucking mountain of top shows.
Excuse me, I believe it's pronounced Emily in Paris.
No.
Amelie?
No.
Amelie?
Look, even in my mocking tone, I'm not. There's a certain level of where I won't.
You're like, I'm just not gonna go there. I'm just not gonna go there.
But there's a thing that said if you could remake any movie, one of the original actors and everybody else is replaced by Muppets,
everything would be better.
Like what movie would you remake? And Billy Corbin
Citizen Kane.
Billy Corbin said, Scarface, keep Pacino. No, keep Michelle Pfeiffer is what he said. Keep Michelle Pfeiffer. Everybody else is a Muppet. And I was like, God damn, that is a really fucking good one. Because now you have
I would kind of want to see.
No,
I would kind of want to see Pacino though. What about Scent of a Woman?
Hooah. I would say my vote would be 8 Mile. You keep Eminem, and everybody else is a Muppet.
There's so many
Or
options.
like Step Up, like any of the Step Up movies.
Oh my god.
Any of the Step Up movies.
Uh,
Fast and Furious for fuck sure.
Speed. Keep Keanu Reeves.
Mhm.
Everyone else is a Muppet. Or
Oh no, Sandra Bullock, and then like that way they have a Keanu Reeves Muppet. Then he has to voice it though.
But but you would want to get rid of Keanu Reeves.
No, because he's still gonna voice the
He's
Muppet.
so dreamy in that movie.
Sure.
John Wick. Keep the dog. Everybody else is a Muppet.
Twilight. Everyone's a Muppet. Don't keep any fucking buddy from Twilight.
Just Charlie. Charlie is the only
Charlie.
person.
Charlie
the
is
only
having a
person.
renaissance along with Elmo. We keep Charlie. Everyone else is a Muppet.
Yeah.
What does the
So
audience
many.
say?
So many.
All right. Rookie is saying Ninja 3 The Domination is streaming, but only on Saturday mornings, and you can't watch from the beginning of the movie. You got
No, I need to know. Like, I need to know in the
keep that
comments what movie they think needs
All
to
right,
have a Muppet.
Let's give them a minute because they just
Oliver found.
Oh my god, he found a VHS tape. Let me see if I have it. I don't have mine here. He found a VHS tape, and it doesn't work well. It's a physical prop, but it's a physical thing. But he found a VHS tape, and we say, "What is that?" It's like it's a movie, and then he fucking flipped it, and it's across his face. So it's a rectangle across his face, and he puts it up to his face. He's like, "Is this how you watch it?" Like that's he was like doing this. And
Like
my
the
son
like the little things that you click.
for the audience, and my
Yes.
son is 7, so calm down with your fucking comments. He's my son, but at the same time, you go, "That's hilarious." I mean, what he doesn't know any like what all he knows is
If nobody
touchscreen.
ever tells you, how are you supposed
Yeah.
to know? So it's a fair like, of course, but
Paris.
Nary.
It's
It's
pronounced
pronounced
Paris.
It's actually pronounced Nari.
Yeah.
So you guys are wrong.
Oh, we have some.
and that's douche, not douche.
George says Titanic. You keep Leo. Everybody else is a Muppet.
You keep the iceberg, everyone else is a Muppet.
I
Like
kinda wanna keep
imagine
Kate
the
Winslet.
car scene and
I kinda wanna keep
paint me
Kate
like one of
Winslet.
your French Muppets.
George says Scream.
Oh, Missy,
Keep the
Missy Bro.
Scream Ghost, and everybody else is a Muppet.
Oh, that's
Jeff
brilliant.
says Hunger Games. Keep Jennifer Lawrence.
Lawrence. No, actually, recast her with Jennifer Lopez. That's good.
She can't.
Anaconda.
She's too prissy for that.
Anaconda.
Oh,
Keep Jennifer Lopez.
That's
Everybody
terrible.
else is a Muppet.
Well, people only watch Anaconda for Jennifer Lopez, right? Or am
I don't remember anyone else's in it.
I don't. When that
There's a
movie came
snake.
out, when that movie came out, I didn't.
think-
Jennifer Lopez wasn't a thing. Like I was like, who the fuck is?
Jennifer
I don't
Lopez
know.
is always
It's
a thing.
Ice Cube and somebody else in it.
Well,
like, I
that
thought
movie
that's what it
came
was.
out after Selena, so it didn't
Still
do
haven't
well. It didn't do
2021.
well.
I still haven't watched Selena. So, Selena, keep the woman that plays the fucking bad
No.
woman.
Okay, see,
No.
you're gonna
Everybody else
ruin
is a
it.
Muppet.
No, she
Everybody
has
else
to
is
be
a
You
the
Muppet.
see
Muppet,
what I
though.
mean?
She has to be the Muppet. Like you have to, even if she's the sole Muppet, like she has to be the Muppet. Just unexplained Muppet. That'd be a great thing in a movie too. Unexplained Muppet, no fucking reason.
Oh, and they don't even address it. They don't even address that she's
Don't
a
even
Muppet.
address
they
it.
They
They're
just
just
act
a
like she's a
Muppet.
normal fucking character, like a human
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Rookie says Terminator. You keep Sarah Connor. Everybody else is a Muppet.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to see Arnold Schwarzenegger Muppet. Oh,
Vanessa says Braveheart. Everybody's a Muppet.
That's a really good one. Oh man.
Jeff says Pulp Fiction. You keep
He fixes
Ving
it in the
Rhames,
next
yeah.
one.
Ving Rhames. I
Like
understand. He was. I didn't even
Yeah.
look at. I didn't even need to. Ving. You keep Ving Rhames and everybody else. Is a Muppet. That's a solid decision.
there's
so many just I'm
so
just
many
imagining
where-
the GIF potential of this movie reboot idea. Just phenomenal. Especially now that I'm never gonna be able to watch the Draw Me Like Your French Girl scene like on without that in the back of my head. Like you remember
No,
that time?
You're welcome.
Fantastic.
You now live with
Thank
that.
you. I appreciate that. Life.
It's a bunch of
Okay,
good ones.
yeah.
I'm trying to think. right? Back to the Future. Who would be the person? Who would be the human? It can't be Doc Brown because he's already
Just
lifelong
Marty's
Muppet.
mom. Just Marty's mom. She
Oh,
still tries to fuck the Muppet.
yeah. Well, she tried to fuck a duck in another movie, so I mean that's totally
she can
believable.
do it.
She has a lot. I hope she fired her manager at some point. Hopefully, after Howard the Duck, she had a change in management.
Yeah.
Management.
You're like, you told me this is a good idea, but you know what? It lived forever.
It does.
Yeah, and
Isn't it considered like a cult classic or no?
I don't even know. Like people reference it, but I don't know anyone who's ever rewatched it.
I tried rewatching it because I didn't know it was that bad. Because when I was okay, let me rephrase. When that movie came out, I was a child, and I thought it was good because it's a child watching a fucking puppet, right? That's what I'm thinking. And I tried to show Vanessa, introduce it to Vanessa, and at that point, I had 100% success rate. Every movie that I shown Vanessa that she had not seen was good. Like, admittedly, she was like, "Oh, I like this movie a lot." And then I showed her that movie all for like about 12 minutes of the movie, and I stopped it. And she goes, "Why'd you stop it?" And I go, "Because I don't want to ruin my fucking streak. Like, there's no way this movie, like within the first 12 minutes, I was like, there's no way this movie's good. There's no way. I'm sorry. I'm watching it
when
with
that
kid
happens.
eyes. I'm watching it with kid eyes, and I'm recognizing now within 12 minutes. There's been a few movies where I start watching, and in the beginning, I'm like, oh, I made a mistake. This is gonna backfire.
I try to not revisit a lot of childhood movies because I'm like, I don't wanna pick it up.
Street Fighter, keep Van Damme.
Jeff suggests that we keep Van Damme and Street Fighter, and everybody else is a Muppet. I say keep Raul Julia, and then everybody else is a Muppet.
I say all Muppet Expendables.
Oh. Is there such a thing as Velcro guns? Like Muppet guns?
Yeah.
Because I
it
feel
wasn't
like
Happy Time Murders. It was
that's true. I feel like a John Wick but only Muppet guns might be like keep the humans but change all the guns to Muppet guns. That might work.
And it's just
I
a
don't know
bunch
if you
of
guys
fluff.
know. I know
everywhere.
Stephanie knows this reference, but Rocky 4, you keep Polly. Everybody else is a Muppet. Just keep Polly.
This is so stupid.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Or Rocky
All the
5.
Rockies?
Rocky 5 out of all the Rockies.
All the Rockies?
So Ricky just said double impact.
Yeah.
Keep only one va.
Oh, Van Damme. Double Impact has 2 Van Damme characters.
Oh God,
But
yes.
He's yes.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking Total Recall in my head, and I was like, just the lady with the 3 boobs.
I kind of want to see that in the Muppet form. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, kind of. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Kind of. Anyway, so we have that. So a lot's happened. All right. So we talked about the. What we haven't talked about is the hot news that's coming out of the Drake camp.
Hot news.
Wait, what's happening coming out of the drink?
Oh, you see this.
Are you hearing it for the first time, Steph?
Wait. This part of the podcast knows what's happening, and then this part at the bottom.
Oh, look how the turntables have turned.
Tightened. Oh, the turntables have tightened.
Missy, you want to tell the story?
No.
Okay.
You tell the story.
Someone paint me a word picture.
Okay. The allegation goes like this.
Oh.
The allegation.
Well, this is why I'm saying it's an allegation, and I don't want. I'm no part of me is enjoying this in terms of like I'm happy this happened to either party. I just think the story is hilarious. Okay, I'm not the asshole. Drake hooks up with a lady, right? He's safe about it. They're finished. He takes the condom out and throws it in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
The lady goes into the trash, takes the condom out, and tries to gather his DNA, but quickly has a reaction to that idea because Drake has put some kind of either hot sauce. The allegation is hot sauce. Somebody said pepper. The point is that he poisoned, he tainted his condom with some kind of spicy condiment, and now the lady's vagina is literally on fire. So this thing takes off because apparently it took off because now the lady with the fiery vagina wants to bring a lawsuit to him And I have to say,
Can't like.
I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna get thrown out, much
don't-
like the condom.
It should have been. She tried to commit a sort of theft. If you
Not a
will.
sort of. Not a
No,
sort
I
of.
think it's it's a real theft. It's a whole theft.
real
It's
theft.
a whole theft.
Well,
Millions of thefts,
thing.
if you think
I'm-
about it.
I'm saying,
Extortion,
Can
by the
you
way.
get her on different accounts?
By the way, that's extortion.
Extortion, yeah.
Yeah.
You get pregnant, he's on the hook for money.
Yeah,
for child
that is
support.
literally that is literally the definition of like fuck around and find out. Like,
So I actually don't think I'm not a big Drake fan. I know people are obsessed with him. I think he's okay. I don't know.
Alright.
I love Degrassi,
But I'm kind of on his side because
Yeah.
like the fuck, like
Yeah.
there are a population of women who just like their careers, their jobs is hooking up with high profile men, and then getting pregnant.
is it a career or is it a passion? It's a love.
It's a passion project.
Yeah.
It's a passion project because, similarly, not similarly,
Love what you do, and you'll never work a day in your life.
I mean, well, because now with Tristan Thompson's hot mess from last week, I don't know if I'm digressing, but Tristan Thompson cheated on Chloe again.
Okay.
And the plot twist, I guess, to this time is that he got her pregnant, and like the lady revealed that she was pregnant at like the bottom of the 9th. She gives birth, and he's denying that he knows her. And then she goes on Instagram and like basically spills all the tea, and he's like, I want a paternity test. And so she goes, bet. And that it turns out he is the dad. So then
Where's that episode of Maury?
so then on Instagram he goes and he's like, okay, well, now that the maternity test is valid and I know for sure that I'm busted, because that's really what happened. I look forward to co-parenting with her, and I'm like, she's never gonna have to work a day in her life. But now, and then like the
she was
follow-up
working before. Was she
IG
working
story, I think she was a waitress at a like club or something. I don't really remember what she did. I do know that she's now her resume against her will,
Oh,
and I
we're not
don't
talking
think
about
it's.
Chloe. We're talking about the other chick. Okay, I'm sorry.
And so the follow-up to, I fuck around and found out, basically, statement is like, Chloe, you deserve so much better. It's like, Chloe, if you take this motherfucker back, I swear to God. And somebody, because Twitter is a fucking savage jungle of people. And somebody was like, Chloe has had 37 faces and he's cheated on every single one of them. And god damn it, it's a fucking brutal tweet, but it's not untrue.
Oh my god.
In relation to this, this happened a few weeks ago. I sent a screenshot. I don't go on Twitter often, but I sent a screenshot to Twitter, a screenshot, and it was an ad for some medicine. What kind of medicine was it, Missy? Do you remember?
I don't. Again,
Right.
we send each other
some medicine. It was some random medicine, but it was a person, a spokesperson doing the ad, and I didn't know who it was. I had a feeling that it was a Kardashian, but it was unrecognizable to me.
Oh,
for multiple reasons. One of which was I don't pay attention to I haven't paid attention to I haven't watched an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Honestly, 5-6 years. It's been a long time. 1, 2, I don't care about that kind of trashy news. It doesn't really whatever. If anything, I care about it for about a day when we do WuBro, just to have something to talk about, and that's it. Move on. Like none of these people's lives matter to me.
No.
And then
except for Britney.
I hadn't seen her in 1,000 years. She's a little weird, man. She's getting her fucking Instagram posts are getting a little. So I see this Twitter ad and I take a screenshot of it. I send the link and I send it to Missy and I go, I'm not joking. This is an honest question.
Yeah.
And I always put that when I only put that when it's an actual honest question. I'm not looking for a setup. I'm not looking
a setup.
So I'm like, honest question. Who is this? Is this a Kardashian? And she said, yes, that is Chloe. And I was like, holy fuck, I couldn't tell. And then I start reading the comments after that.
And you weren't the only one?
whatever the drug. First of all, people were like, "What? Who the fuck is it?" Like, she looks awful. What has she done to her face? Blah blah. And then one of the things says, "Does this medicine cure?" What was it that it said? Oh, I gotta look at the fucking chat. But it said something to the effect of, "Did this medicine cure your man cheating on you?"
Oh yeah.
And then, or you taking a man back for cheating on you, whatever. And then I said,
Whoa.
And I don't listen. Twitter can produce the Elmo feud with Rocco, and then Twitter can do this. So
And there's one things where like, look, I'm not crazy about a lot of those comments just because like no matter what, these are still human beings.
look, it's right here.
Also just because like sometimes someone will read this shit who maybe also had done something stupid, like maybe they did take back someone who's cheating, and like
it's Nurtec. How does less migraine pain sound for New Year's resolution? It's Nurtec is a migraine medication, and then
odd spokesperson choice, but okay.
And then everybody was saying in the comments like, "This is the person you get, the spokesperson," and some people were saying, maybe if you found a spokesperson that you didn't have to pay millions for, it would actually be affordable for us to fucking use Nurtec because. And then somebody wrote like had receipts of how much Nurtec cost. And it's like, this is unfucking believable how expensive this medicine is. And here you are getting fucking Khloe Kardashian to do this shit. Yeah, and then one of them put, does it cure not getting cheated on 9 times by the same guy? I sent that screenshot to Missy. Her response was almost as good as the question on Twitter. Her response to me in a text today, she says, "Nope, it does not help with self-respect." And I was like,
I did say that. Oh, I'm the asshole. Oh, yeah. I forgot I said that.
I felt the reaction to that, like here.
Oh, I forgot I said that. I forgot I said that.
Like my abs just crunched in reaction of like, ooh.
But still not as bad as honking at the funeral, but still, that hurt. I'm sorry. But am I? No.
I don't even think I'm the asshole for the Special Olympics thing last week. So I mean.
So anyway, I think that I told you not to tell the story. So anyway, the point is that in some cases, and Tristan Thompson is notoriously sloppy and disgusting. Like he's sloppy.
Some people are just not good at this. You're not good at cheating, Tristan. And you're not good at cheating. You're really not good at this.
And at least doing it safely. That is the bare minimum.
I have a question though. When it comes to did Drake was he with someone?
No. What I was gonna flip it to was that Drake is like, I know what this. I'm sure he's seen it time and time again. This is fuck
my
this.
Question. My question is, where did the idea for the pepper thing come from?
It's very cultural.
I just want to know about.
There's a lot of remember when this is the way I'll put
Beyonce say hot sauce in the bag.
That's not what she meant. That's not what she meant.
No. But remember when Hillary was running for president and she went to the radio station The Beat in New York?
Yeah.
And they asked her, "Do you like?" She goes, "Oh, I love hot sauce. I have hot sauce in my bag." And she literally took out a bottle of hot sauce from her purse.
Yeah.
And everybody on the show who happened to be black was like, "Get the really? You do that?" She's like, "I'm from Arkansas. This is what we do. We fucking put hot sauce on everything." And that became a meme because it was like, "Oh, Hillary Clinton was trying to be quote unquote black." That was the meme because black people take their own hot sauce everywhere. And I don't know if that's true. Hispanic people do that shit though. Like I've met many Hispanics that take their own fucking hot sauce places.
Some people take ranch. It's a thing.
I mean, yeah. Well, I don't. In my mind,
I'm not really taking a condiment anywhere.
As a fat person, everywhere I would want to eat ranch has their own ranch. Like I don't understand. I've never been somewhere where I'm like, you should use ranch, and they're like, ¿qué es eso? I'm like, I've never experienced that scenario. I'm like, and plus ranch is like needs to be refrigerated. Hot sauce doesn't need to be refrigerated. You should if
you're getting into the logistics of things, sir.
If you're bringing your own ranch and you're like 8 hours,
you have to get the logistics of these things apparently.
Yeah.
Rookie just wrote a comment.
Wait, real quick. Vanessa says, Turner and Hooch, you keep Hooch. Everybody else is
You're gonna go through so many Muppets that way.
Jeff says, Frank's Red Hot Sauce. You put that shit on everything. Rookie says, "Wait, I thought everybody did that." 'Cause, yeah, everybody obviously taints their fucking DNA with hot sauce. And then Rookie says, "I'd like to know where the hell he stored the pepper."
Right. Like at
Maybe
some
it was-
point he asked room service to like bring him some shit, right?
He
And then
could
they
have
like
ordered-
got pepper and he just like kept it in the fucking bathroom. Like he's just like, I'm gonna need this later.
Or it could have been one of the small little white like restaurant packets that he just had like
in his pocket.
in storage. Maybe he has it in his little traveling case. I don't know. I mean, I feel like he's done this before.
I'm just picturing that like a little like a
And he does
preparation.
have a kid, right? Doesn't he has a
Yes.
kid? Yeah.
He has one
So
kid, yeah.
I'm not sure that's how this child was conceived in the same manner, but I'm sure he's like, I don't want to have another kid. So, but also
I just want to know who gave him the advice. How did it come about? Like
also
There's-
Drake,
you know,
I
found
just
an
thought
answer
of
to
this,
your
and I don't know
question.
why it took me so long to think of this, but like, if you don't want that to happen, why don't you get a snippy snap?
Because maybe he wants kids at one point.
But
And he
snippy
doesn't wanna-
snaps are
and he just-
reversible.
But
Snip,
no,
snap,
he
snip,
doesn't want
snap.
to. He doesn't want to deal with it later. I don't know. Who knows? But it's one where. But
I have
he
questions.
gave himself less work by just being like, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of like some cayenne on this,
Now, could we
little seasoning. Like at the end,
Can
and
we-
now
Can we switch the POV? Steph, you
Yes.
have one of these. Let's switch the POV of the woman.
sure.
What do you think?
Wait,
Would
there's
be
there's
our
an
way of
answer to
doing
one of you guys have a question, and there's an actual answer
Oh, okay.
as far as how Drake was able to do this. We found a picture of his keychain,
Oh, God.
God.
and you have a keychain, and then you have a little packet of
No.
hot sauce.
A microscopic ear packet. I love it.
As a woman, what do
Mm-hmm.
you? What's your first thought if you've rubbed a used condom to collect DNA and now your vagina's on fire? What's your first thought, Steph?
Just some really fast acting syphilis, just like fucking this guy.
That's acting.
Fast acting syphilis.
It's like an acting. It's like an acting. Boom, tough acting, an acting. It's like boom, tough acting, syphilis.
No, it's just one of those things where like it's very much like, well, I deserve that.
Oh yeah,
I
no.
deserve that.
No, you're too self-aware. No, there's nobody.
I would
nobody
never
that's-
get to that point. Yeah.
Nobody that's fucking Drake is that self-aware. Be like, oh, that was my bad. I should not have done this. They're
No.
like, oh, I gotta get money somehow, and I've already
Do you
No, no.
laugh?
Already
Do you point and
destroyed
laugh
my vagina. So
as-
now I gotta.
as Drake? Do you point and laugh? I feel like that might
Fuck
be.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that might be
Fuck
okay.
yeah. Like hell yeah, you laugh at that
I might
shit.
even
Be like,
point
you
and laugh.
thought. You thought.
You really thought.
You really
You
thought.
thought wrong.
No, ma'am.
Oh,
Not tonight.
kids. I don't know. I can't imagine wanting to get that pregnant.
Yes, you can. Lisa Bonet just announced her divorce.
I would not try to collect that man's DNA.
What?
Not that way, anyway.
Oh my god! Are you kidding me? I would be like,
Right. Not that way is what I'm saying.
okay.
Okay.
I
You know
hope he
earlier when
does
you said like,
comments again.
where's Mike tonight?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
where is Mike?
I immediately my head went to like he's mediating the divorce.
Mike and I are
100%.
tag teaming. I'm like, you
Oh, yeah.
take Lisa, I'll handle Jason.
Ultimate wingman.
I'm saying.
Mhm.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's my vote.
I think Mike is up for an audition to be in the new Twilight remake. That's all Muppets.
Except he's playing like
Yeah,
Bigfoot.
it's
Just
gonna be-
in it.
Oh man, he's voicing Bigfoot. He's up for an audition right now.
I think Mike is standing on the Brooklyn Bridge and screaming at the top of his lungs. That's what I
yours
think.
yours is the most realistic.
Why the
very-
Brooklyn Bridge? Why Brooklyn? He lives in Queens.
He went for a
weird.
walk, Neri. He went for a
needed-
walk
He
to
needed to clear his
de-stress.
mind.
Yes, and he ended up at the Brooklyn Bridge, and he's just screaming at the top of his lungs,
Just into the heavens.
Yep.
Just
into the void,
into the void.
because he's an atheist. Remember, not to the heavens.
Oh yeah, true. Not to the
Into the void.
You know
Then
what?
why this
You're
happen?
right. Respect his non-belief. Into the void.
Help me, Void. Void, damn it.
Do we have an Am I the Asshole?
We do
Oh
have.
wait, I think. Did we have any other things to hit today?
I don't know. I can never see the headline for this. Where do you guys see it?
I
Can you
sometimes
enter?
look at it before when I look at that thing. I don't know. I know we were at some point going to talk about Kodak.
Wait.
Wait. I got one. I got
Yeah.
one.
It says Drake laughing auto tune. That was Jeffrey.
Ah,
See here.
I love it.
So this isn't necessarily specifically Am I the Asshole one. It was found on a relationship thread on Reddit. So it might as well be Am I the Asshole. But it's not technically Am I the Asshole.
I found it. Speaking, before we get into it, I found a new subreddit called "Am I the Angel," and it's literally just a satiric. Everyone just mocking.
Am I the asshole? That's funny.
And just being petty about that shit. I'm like, I like this.
So a 3-sentence thing.
I had Jeff.
A post has turned into there's been so many comments that it says that this post has reached one of our comment/karma limits. The text of the post have been preserved below. It says, my girlfriend, female 30, told me, male 25, about her fantasy. I'm completely turned off by it and considering ending the relationship. What should I do? And it turns out, where was it? There you go. We've been dating for a little over 7 months now. We get along and the relationship has been fine. However, I've recently come across a problem. My girlfriend recently opened up about a fantasy that she says she's been having for a while now. She told me she fantasizes about having sex with 5 guys at one time. This completely took me off guard and honestly has turned me off. I didn't think she was that type of woman. I understand everyone has their own thing, but I don't know if I could handle staying in a relationship knowing she fantasizes about being dominated by multiple guys. I'm seriously considering ending the relationship, but I'm trying my best to exhaust all other options before I do. What should I do? Please leave advice.
Dude, she's not asking you to like organize the fucking train. She's just
Not
telling
yet.
you about a
Not yet. Not within 7
Sure,
months.
sure.
You can't get there in 7 months, buddy. Fucking slow your caboose down, sir.
Like, sure, like it's just one of the things. Like, fine, like you're not into it, whatever. But it's
That type
what
of woman.
guy like the amount of men that you know who had fantasies about being the one guy in the middle of like a big orgy of women, like fucking yeah, like it's same shit, man. Like it's I don't
You
know,
didn't have
it's
to
just-
raise your hand, by the way.
No, we knew. We
Yeah.
knew.
Well, I'm the only guy in the chat. So
No,
yeah.
like I was saying it as in like what guy hasn't, like I'm sure, right? And
Jeff
like
says that he misunderstood. She fantasizes about being taken to 5 guys for a burger.
God, Jeffrey, fuck you.
Well, that was one of the
In
comments.
which
That was one of the
case, she's an
comments that said,
affordable
"Did
date,
anybody
you
make
stay
a
with
burger
her."
joke yet? I can't scroll. I'm too depressed." 5
can't-
guys. And then somebody wrote 5 guys during sex is also my fantasy.
That's hilarious.
It's a good
Why?
take.
My first red flag in this scenario is him going, I didn't think she was that type of woman.
Yeah.
What type of woman? The type of woman that enjoys sex?
He literally said the type of woman to get dominated by multiple men.
But she didn't say
That's
she
a type of
had
woman.
or she was doing it. She said it was a fantasy. Like she was probably just like sharing some shit with him in bed. Like we don't know what how the
Right.
conversation. Like we don't know if maybe the conversation was at random over eggs. But at the same time, like the conversation could have been anything, right? Like you just share your fantasies with your partner. I thought the fantasy was going to be way worse than that.
Yes.
I like the fact that Stephanie's like, I thought it was gonna be way worse, like 7 guys, like that's 5 guys, totally
No,
fine.
I was like sitting there being like, I just really want you to dress like a clown and choke me.
You think that's worse than getting plummeted by 5 dudes? You think dressing like a clown? That's where your limit is.
I'm just saying, like,
Stephanie's-
she wasn't
Stephanie's
like being like
personal limits
overly
are-
specific. First of all, you stopped me
Stephanie's-
before I went further. You
Stephanie's
stopped me
personal
before I
limits
kept
are
going.
Stephanie's personal limits are like, you want to fuck 5 guys? Cool, man. That's not creepy. That's not weird. Do what you want to do. I thought it was gonna be something creepy, like dressing up like a clown and wanting to choke me.
First of all, I was gonna keep going.
No,
Like
you
I was
you-
gonna
you
go
gotta stop.
real specific. Like
Okay.
but I'm saying like it's not like she went so specific and she's like, and I just can't keep going unless we do this. And I kind of want to do it. You know, like she didn't ask him like I want to do this. She was just sharing a fantasy. Like I don't know, man. I've shared fantasies with
Two
my partner
things.
before that I know we're not gonna do. Like it's just one of those things where I'm like, yeah, this has been a fantasy.
Two
Wanna
things.
Play shit. Mhm.
2 things. One, Rookie says, just because it's a fantasy doesn't mean she actually wants to do it
Yes.
or
Yep.
will do it. The other thing is Jeff goes plummeted because I just said plummeted by 5 guys, and it's because I wanted to say plowed
Cloud.
and pummeled at the same time, and it came out plummeted.
We all let that one go, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't gonna let it go by myself. I was like, at one point, like if you play back the tape, at one point I was like plummeted. But I
Because
knew
the only mental image at that point is like the 5 guys are like shoving her down and like falling with her, like real fucking dramatic.
Oh my gentle.
Jeff says, "Who the fuck says plummet?"
Neri says
Go
it.
to the next
People
one.
who want to
that
say
Jeff wrote. Go to
fucking
the
plowed and Muppet movie. The girl is the Muppet. 5. Just the girl is the Muppet. Everybody else is fucking dudes.
Oh my
Christy
goodness.
says, guaranteed he asked and asked until she finally
Ooh.
said he wanted to know and now he can't handle it. LOL.
Solid. That's yeah.
After Christy
Home
goes,
run.
LOL. Ah,
Yeah.
you didn't know.
Yeah,
Home
like
run.
honestly, at
Find
this
out.
point, you know what,
Fuck
guys?
around and find out.
That's a common thread in this episode.
Today's phrase is
Can you say plummeted?
The letter of the day is P. P for plummeted.
And pepper.
and penicillin.
Oh man, this is so much fun. I don't know. This guy, I like. Maybe I'm projecting. I'm gonna disclaim, but I feel like he's being a little self-righteous by saying like I'm trying everything I can to make it work. It's been
like
7
going
months.
on Reddit.
Yeah. Like going on Reddit, like call a therapist, talk to somebody, call your boy. Like I don't
Yeah.
understand going to the socials to vent. I don't get that.
Yeah.
Says the writer. That writes about her life. But I don't get that. And then I feel like the 2 things that bothered me were that he's like, I'm trying everything I can. Like you're not doing her a favor. If she hasn't mentioned that it's a deal breaker. You
Yeah.
say no. If what it is that if you're the type of person that is going to like look down on this kind of fantasy, to the extent that it affects whether or not you like the person,
I think
then
she's the one that's gonna be looking down or up. Is she looking up? I think she's looking up, right?
To the side. I don't know what position she's going in.
that was immediately I started thinking logistics, and I was like, oh, because how the other. Okay, I got it.
Got 3.
I can't.
Hands. Got it.
But I think
I
that
figured it out. I cracked the case.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She's like, I got 3 hoes and 2 hands.
2 hands.
I like the fact that it took you that long.
Yeah,
It took you
but-
that long to
I
put
wasn't gonna.
But you know how you can't pat your head. You
know, it was very much before. It was very like action movie where all the guys are waiting their turn to fight. So it was initially.
That's what
the
I
5
thought.
guys.
I'm like, is that what it is? But
Like-
no, then I jumped to the obvious.
I just want to hear the count go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys at
But
one time.
Steph- Steph, to your point about what you said that
Yes,
hands, I'm like, okay, that could work. But you know how you can't pat your head and your stomach at the same time? I feel like that's she's
it's the
gonna run
same
into
motion.
some kind of consistency issues, if you will, like
Yeah, well,
rhythmic
Wow.
issues. You know?
No, you could if you could play drums, you could do that. You know.
I've seen performers
Solutions
that
everywhere.
I've seen performers that have cymbals on their knees and play drums and the harmonica at the same time. Like if that guy could do it.
Yeah,
Hey.
that guy's probably great at a party.
You know what? There is the
At a
saying
key
where
party.
is where
At a key party.
where there is a will, there is 100% a way. So, good
Life
for
finds a way.
Well,
her.
my favorite scientist,
But
nature finds a way.
but I feel like, no, this guy's a turd bucket. Like, just
Yeah. Oh no, like do her the favor and break up with her.
the thing is that what I
Or
think,
find 4 friends.
what I think
Show
is
her your
maybe he expected the fantasy to be around women, and like the fact that it's 5 guys and not 5
Maybe it
women.
was the fact that it was 5. 5 is, I think, again,
You think
we
it's
said
the
this-
number?
it's in the fucking intro. Okay, I'm a freak. I told Vanessa, I'm like, good, yeah, he should break up with her, and she was like, Vanessa was appalled. I'm like, what? I'm like, if he can handle that, that's
Yeah.
his limit.
Yeah.
That's his line. If he can't handle that, and he's like, would you break up with somebody? And I was like, no, but I'm a fucking freak. Like, I'm not putting my freaky shit on somebody else's relationship. Like, I'm fully aware. Like, I told
Oh, no,
Vanessa,
I was
like,
thinking more like-
if Vanessa was already like, I have a fantasy where I was like, let's start. First of all, we should start off with 3. You know what? Let's start off with 2. Because if you just said, hey, I want to have sex with 2 people, it'd be amazing. Because even 1 is already a fucking stretch for my wife. So 2, all right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not putting my freakiness. I would be game because of the shit. Again, it's in the intro. It's not news to anybody. That I'm fucking creepy like that. I'm freaky like that. Or I would be if the person that I'm with is freaky like that. I match whatever level you fucking bring to the table. Right, match energies. But at the same time, I'm not putting that on somebody else. If you're not like that, I'm not. You know what I mean? I don't look at my wife and be like, how the fuck do you not want a threesome? How dare you? Like,
Right?
no, if she doesn't want a threesome, move out of the fucking
I
car.
didn't know you were that kind of woman.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh
listen
my
to
god, that's such a giving me
But I
Handmaid's
think it's a
Tale.
good idea. I don't think this guy's a creep. I don't think this guy's a douchebag. I just think that he's not the right freak level energy for this person.
Yeah.
You've only been dating 7 months, dude. It's better you find this out now than when you fucking like we've been dating 5 years and we have 2 children, and all of a sudden she fucking tells me she wants 5 guys. It's like, oh wow, that's you probably 7 months. This is a time
Do
where
you
you
mean the
should be
meal?
learning about each other, right? You should
Like,
be
but it's
learning
not-
about each other's
like-
energy.
At no point is she saying she actually wants to. She was just talking about how it's been a fantasy.
That's
Like-
what I'm saying is that because it's the wrong, like I'm air quoting because I don't think that there's such a thing as a wrong fantasy unless you're talking about kids and consent. But maybe it's the wrong it's the wrong fantasy for this guy. Like
Yeah.
maybe there's a threshold that if she would have said 5 women, he would have been like game bet
Yeah,
Friday.
of course he would have.
But because it's 5 guys, then
FYI,
maybe-
I would not. That would be more intimidating to me. 5 women would be much more intimidating to me than 5 guys. FYI, just gonna go ahead and put that.
Well, because then also
on a
you have
personal
more.
level.
You have more activities to do.
On a personal level, because then I become that guy playing the fucking harmonica drum, fucking snare. Like I don't want.
Look,
This is a
I
lot
have
of
my
work.
limit of multitasking.
This is a lot of work. Like my ADD, even my ADD is like, are you out of your fucking mind? We can't do this shit. Like, you crazy? Like, I can't. But again, to your point, Missy, I get what you're saying, and I agree with you. I don't agree with the fact that this guy's a douchebag. He's just not matching up sexual energies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No, I
break
just
up.
think
Oh no,
he's,
I
think he's a
douchey
douchebag
because
in
of the
how
way
he
describes
phrased
him.
it.
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
I think he was a douche. He was a douche in how he described it. But I mean, yeah, if that's not your thing, then walk away.
Jeff says 5 women. That sounds exhausting. His wife says reverse harem.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I love her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think I'm not judging him. I just don't like the way he phrased it. But that's I think I'm nitpicking. So
I'm judging him.
I don't.
I'm openly judging him.
He's 7. I like the fact that he's like, I'm 7 months. And like, you kind of like this chick.
Yeah.
Like
you
it's
kind
7
of like her.
It's
Yeah,
7
I'm
months
like,
in.
you've been
You
together.
kind of,
Yeah, you've been together 7 months, and you're
And you're
already kind
25,
of
by the
writing
way.
about her on Reddit, saying you're trying everything.
by the way, you're
and,
25.
like,
By the way, you're 25.
oh, she's
Also,
30.
Yeah.
And like
yeah,
it's one of the things too. Like, no, he's 25 and she's 30. She's just has had like fucking like she's had this conversation before, so she had a new fantasy ready. Like, you know, she's no longer talking about like, I'd like to get a little frisky in a movie theater. Ooh. Like,
I wonder
no.
how those scenarios work though.
What?
Frisky in the movie theater? Oh,
No,
Steph,
not
you wanna
that.
answer this
Back row.
Been
Steph, you
there.
wanna answer this?
No, done that. Done that.
I
I'm
was
saying.
like, I got you.
No, I've done that. I'm saying, if you were gonna have an is there like an agreement, a threesome or a foursome or a fivesome? Is there an agreement? Is there a meeting where you're like, okay, like in the NFL, or you're gonna go left, I'm gonna go right, you're gonna go in the middle
There's a dry erase board. There's a dry
I'm
erase
sure
board.
tactics
with plays and shit, like
or-
red one,
You go this way. You go
Right.
this way. You go
I
this way.
don't-
And then bam, down the
Or
middle. Boom.
is
Or
it
is it
all
one of those
in-
things where, like, you know, like when you're two people are trying to walk down the street and then you end up
and
having
you're
that
like,
moment of
yes,
I'm
that
sorry,
shit. I'm
you're
sorry.
going-
Oh,
you're
you're in the butt. You're in the butt.
Yeah,
All right,
okay.
let's go. Let's go. I don't get it. But I don't know. I'm always curious about that because I asked this question recently to Neri. Of course, I ask him a lot of things. Poor guy. He used to have hair before we were friends. I asked him. I was like, instinct or talent,
Experience.
or yeah, instinct or experience.
Like
Like what?
No context, by the way. Zero context.
Oh yeah, no, it's not like we were talking. We weren't in line for 3 hours. This was just like, hey, now that we're at a red light, but I'm curious, like instinct over experience. Like what's
Instinct? I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm thinking instinct.
That's what I'm saying. But she didn't mention that, by the way. She gave me. I go in talking about what we talking about a job. Like I was like what are we talking
you mean
about?
about money?
And she was like, instinct, no context, instinct, or
There has to be
experience.
context because I'm going to an
So I
accountant
meant-
with experience.
Right. So right. That's yes. You do want credentials for that.
Yeah.
In terms of sex, and I'll narrow down the context. In terms of
Sure.
sex, I'm curious. Like, is it instinct or is experience that's really a game changer? Because
Oh,
But
one,
experience
it depends.
that experience
Instinct.
gives you
No, I'm saying it's
better
instinct when it's at the beginning. But if you're with like, if you're talking about you and a partner, then I think experience because you really start to learn each other
Right.
quite a bit.
but you know how people have moves. I don't have a
No.
move.
No, nobody really has that. That's not really a thing.
I read about it.
Yeah.
The Hinge guy told me. Just kidding.
One girl had a. That's not
I
true.
don't know. People.
Yeah, and now I'm thinking
everybody
about.
has,
I'm
like,
thinking, I got to
their
remember.
greatest
I got to remember
hits.
past 10 years. I'm like, wait, no. This one girl did have a move. This one girl-
I
That's
have
what I'm
moves.
saying. People have moves, and I'm
Go
just
ahead.
curious. I'm like,
Yeah, I have things that have been well reviewed on Yelp. I'm gonna keep them going.
Yeah.
Just like
I have no reviews.
I have moves.
I do have
but
one.
not-
He'll
I
leave
have,
you.
I have. I have. That's hilarious. I have moves, but they're in the romance department. They're not sex. I have romance moves.
but that's a good move.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, it's not because those are the ones you can't reuse because if they find out, then it's a whole thing.
Don't spill your guts. I need you alive, buddy.
I've told this story before, right? One of the best movies I ever, and I stole it from somebody famous was on a talk show and they talked about it, where I literally gave somebody as a present for Valentine's Day. I gave them old pair of my shoes that were all fucked up and dirty, and in the box it was filled with the shoes and then filled with Hershey's Kisses. And there was a note that says, if there was, I got this fuck, I still remember to this day, if there were no planes, trains, or automobiles, I'd walk 1,000 miles in these shoes to get one of your kisses. And I was like, "Bah." I actually used that. That was actually a really good fucking
And
thing.
then you recycled it.
No, I can't because I don't feel comfortable recycling bits.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I don't because that's a move, but it's a move, right? Like moves are bits that you recycle. And I don't feel comfortable. That's why I was like, people don't have moves. And I'm like, wait, this one girl fucking had a move. Holy shit, that move was amazing.
No moves.
But I think about if you recycle the
I'm
move,
gonna stress you Cheez-Its now.
if you recycle the bit, it's then hacky, right? Like that's a thing.
Yeah, 100%.
So then it's like I've never been able to and I use it on somebody who's not my wife, and I'm like, well, I can't do that again. And I have things that I've done, and I'm like, I can't. I told my wife this one.
Yeah, I've wasted so many of my best things on like people who
Right?
didn't deserve it. Like
Correct.
I have stuff that I did for like exes in the past that I'm like, oh, I would love to be able to do that for Dave, but I'm not gonna like do the same thing for him that I've done for
Exactly.
someone else because then that's
But
like,
yeah, but it's funny how we're okay with doing sex things. Like, oh no, it's well reviewed. I'm gonna go ahead and fucking keep doing it. Isn't that weird how we're like sentimental things? I'm not gonna do that to you.
that's
I'm not gonna do the same thing. That's special. But sex, yeah, I'll give you an orgasm the same way I gave my other guy an orgasm. That's fine. That's totally okay. Like it's weird how our
Well,
psyche. And I'm not saying
you
you're wrong
still-
for this. I'm
you
saying
still
like
have
it's in
to-
our mind.
look.
It's okay.
Like a recipe, you still have to make adjustments for the, like I have moves, I still tailor it to the person.
Well, yeah, when he's 6'4", you have to.
Man, I deserve.
When
I
you're going
deserve
from
so
a hobbit
much.
to a fucking to a basketball player.
To the from the Hobbit to the actual tree.
Do we have any good comments?
Let's see. Rookie says communication over both, and I think that is
yeah.
a fucking solid. Rookie
Yes.
coming in with gems, bro. Just spewing gems out here.
Rookie, you should write a book.
Shout out to Rookie for being one of our Patreons. Him, you notice how I love her, but she doesn't. Unless Mike is here, we don't see Yolanda,
And I love her so much.
and she's so great. But we don't see her unless Mike is here.
I
Which
wish I
makes
could
sense.
text her.
Rookie says the best quote move is asking, "What are you into? How do you get off?"
Yes, sir.
Interesting.
Communication is part of the communication. No, I
Yeah,
love
because-
having that conversation.
Everyone is different, so
love having
moves
that
are not
conversation.
moves
here's
are
the
not
thing.
universal.
Here's the thing. I'm with you in spirit, Rookie, on this one. But asking flat out it's better to find out without asking. You know what I mean? Without flat out asking. You got to do your research and you find out.
Sometimes
in
it could
communication.
be. Sometimes that conversation can come up in a fun manner.
Sure.
Like that can be like this.
Yeah, but
like
if you
very,
give her a
like,
form, to fill out with her insurance information and her license and like sign here.
There was
for
a guy on
consent,
Like-
Twitter.
highlight
made-
here.
yeah.
There was a guy on Twitter that made a
Initial
Google
here.
form to ask out a girl and like what her ideal first date would look like. And
Yeah.
I was like, this guy has a fish photo in this profile, but whatever.
When I
Like
started
appreciate
dating
the efficiency.
when I wanted to start dating my wife on an official level, meaning to agree to be monogamous, exclusive, I guess. I gathered I had my previous ex-girlfriends write up
Recommendation letters?
write like
Reviews?
reviews and like recommendations and be like
I
a
can't
job
do
with
that.
like a letter of recommendation, and I had all the ex-girlfriends, and again I only had like 4 of them before. It's not like I was like reaching too far back, but I had and some of these girls I hadn't talked to, some of these women I hadn't talked to in years, and I'm like, hey, real quick, I'm trying to get this girl to date me. Can you write me a letter of recommendation? So yeah, that's a
I would
move.
just see. I would just love
That
to
is a
see-
move.
That is
That's
a
a
move.
good
That
move.
is a move. That's a good one because like you still had to do that whole survey of like, did you prefer
By the way,
a service?
stolen
Feedback
move.
always helps.
Stolen move, by the way. Stolen move. I got it from Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip. Legit, I got it from that show. Stolen move. Like
So
I'm
you
not.
committed to it. I would still give you credit.
I am not one of those comedians that steals a bit and doesn't give credit where credit's due. I'm like, no, this was.
But
not
you
my
know
move.
what? I had this thought recently. Everybody always walks around thinking that romance is like has to be what?
Fucking Christie's. Why is my immediate reaction to that but is the chocolate still edible? Christy, legit, she was gonna throw out all the chocolate, and I was like, "What are you fucking doing? They're individually wrapped. It's fine." I fucking sat there and ate all the chocolate.
I love her so much. I forgot what I was gonna say. God
Jeff
damn it,
just
ADD.
found out Jeff has just been told that he has moves, and he had no idea.
No.
Yeah.
He
That's
knew.
because when I'm
Stop
picturing- I'm
humble
picturing-
bragging, you bastard.
I'm picturing that.
Again, but
Christy
some of
was
these
being
things
like,
you
"You have
don't think
moves."
is some of those things you don't think of as moves. It was pointed out to me by a previous girlfriend of mine that whenever we would make out, and then I would immediately reach for her left boob with my right hand. I didn't know that. I didn't know that about myself until she called me out on it. I'm like,
But you're not a lefty.
no, but it's my right hand, her left boob.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Jeff says sometimes discovering that button on your own is both satisfying for them and an achievement for you. Yeah, it's
Which
like an
button?
unlocked trophy that you get in a video game. You feel like Lewis and Clark making it to the West Coast. Rookie says, if you don't do your research, you might walk into a huge turn off doing something you think is normal.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, solid point.
that's when you say hippopotamus, and that's the safe word, and then you fucking stop. Right? That's the thing. That's
No, because
communication.
like maybe
You don't go
an ex
straight to the
really
Grand
likes
Canyon. You
something.
have to stop first.
I let me tell you, the Mercantinis are a good fucking time. I hate to like give them props because I don't want anyone to take them from me, but like they're a fucking great time.
All right. So that's it. That's Am I the Asshole? Great episode, guys.
High
Congratulations.
five, guys.
Great episode. We got a couple of sound bits off of here, so I'll put those in the new intro.
Did you write down my idea for the episode name?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I forgot it, so we're fucked.
No,
I'm
yeah.
still gonna go with like
I'm still gonna go with Five Guys and a Clown. All right. Thank you guys for checking us out. Make sure you check out the other podcasts on the Geek Bro Network that include, but are not limited to, better let me tell you, the Mount Geekmore podcast, the Shiver horror movie podcast, the Kickflix a martial arts movie podcast, Cramocopia, and a Child Like a Best with Mike Valdez. Make sure you go to geekbro.net. Check out that, all the other podcasts on geekbro.net. What are you putting up, Stephanie?
just showing you what I've been doing in the corner while we were going off.
It's
That's
art.
me in the corner.
It's
All right.
it's a little dragon, and then this one's a dragon who is also a wizard.
Maybe I should draw instead of eating.
And
Maybe
then
that's a
this
better-
one is a dragon who's telling Rocco to shut up.
Shut up, Rocco. Anyways, thank you guys for checking us out. Check out the other podcasts on the Geek Bro Network. Like I said, Missy's website is still in the works, but it'll be up soon.
COVID has set me back, man. Sorry, guys.
And then I will be well, if you're watching this live, I'll be at the Miami Improv with Angela Johnson beginning tomorrow through the rest of the weekend. If you are not listening to this live, then you missed what indubitably would be a good show. So make sure you guys check that out. We're gonna get plummeted.
Can you say plummeted?
Plummeted, penicillin, and puppets.
Can you say plummeted? Oh, that's how getting done by Five Guys is done, guys.